시청자 여러분 안녕하십니까? 전 세계 교회와 선교지 소식 전해드리는 CGN월드뉴스 정은지입니다. 첫 번째 소식 CBN에서 보내온 소식부터 전해드립니다. 이란에서는 히잡을 제대로 착용하지 않았다는 이유로 체포됐던 여성이 사망한 사건으로 반정부 시위가 거세게 이어졌었는데요. 미국에 살고 있는 여성이 이와 비슷한 일로 비난받았습니다. 자세한 소식 알아봅니다. 헤디에는 22년간 신실하게 이슬람을 따랐습니다. 그러나 그녀가 히잡을 쓰지 않자 이슬람 지도자인 이맘이 그녀를 저주했습니다. 이 사건은 헤디의 영적 자유를 향한 여정의 시작이 됐습니다.
In Islam, God is not a father. God is the ultimate judge. And he sits apart from us, judging absolutely every single thing that we do.
헤디의 부모는 아메리칸 드림을 쫓아 이란에서 미국으로 이주했습니다. 헤디에는 비버리 힐즈의 부와 풍요 속에서 자랐습니다. 그러나 그녀는 충분하지 않았다고 말했습니다.
It never was fulfilling. I actually felt really guilty about having what the world would describe as just about everything and yet being sad. And I always wondered what was that space in my heart that made me feel empty.
캘리포니아 대학교 로스앤젤레스에 다니는 동안 그녀는 종교가 그 공백을 메워주기를 기대했습니다. 헤디의 아버지가 이슬람을 강권했고 그녀의 남자친구는 그녀를 지역의 모스크에 데려갔습니다.
It was somewhat of an extreme mosque, and they had all these principles about politics and what it would be like to turn America into a Muslim nation, and very, very anti-Semitic. And I thought to myself, oh, this is terrible. I don't want anything to do with this. If this is religion, I want nothing to do with it.
이슬람 극단주의에 거부감을 느낀 그녀는 여전히 하나님을 알고 싶었습니다. 그리고 이슬람의 분파인 수피파에 들어갔습니다.
A mystical practice in Islam, which is all about love and harmony and finding a personal relationship with God. And I thought, okay, this is perfect. This is where I could find peace and where I can find that relationship with God.
로스쿨을 졸업한 헤디에는 이슬람 극단주의에 대한 보고서를 쓰기 시작했습니다. 이 보고서는 그녀를 FBI로 이끌었고 헤디에는 테러와 싸우는 정부기관에서 경력을 쌓았습니다.
It was a natural fit for me to be in Islam and in these communities and studying them and working against extremism at the same time. I really felt that I was contributing to my country and to my faith.
헤디에는 결혼을 했고 딸이 낳았습니다. 그녀는 이슬람 율법을 엄격하게 고수했습니다.
It was this never-ending attempt to control your fleshly desires, your behavior in an effort to draw closer to God. You're always afraid of what he's going to do to judge you, and it's not about love at all. You were constantly praying to a God that didn't answer you.
결국 그녀는 좌절했습니다. 그녀의 노력에도 불구하고 이슬람은 구원의 확신을 주지 않았습니다.
What they were telling me is the most important goal I had in my life, I didn't know if I was ever going to achieve. And that weighed on me extremely heavy. And as I grew older, and as my daughter grew older, this heaviness was intolerable.
그러던 어느 날 이슬람에서 22년을 보낸 헤디에가 히잡을 벗었습니다. 이슬람 지도자들은 그녀의 영원한 목적지가 이제 확실해졌다고 말했습니다.
They told me I was going to hang from my hair for an eternity in hellfire because I took my head cover off. So, despite the uncertainty of not being promised salvation, because I had done this one thing to decrease my external religiosity, they said I was going to spend an eternity in hellfire, and that was unacceptable. And I left Islam. It was devastating. It was devastating. I felt that I had no bearings underneath me. I felt really, really lost.
헤디에는 자신의 삶에 신이 있기를 간절히 바랐습니다. 그리고 그녀는 온라인에서 예수님을 통해 하나님과 관계를 맺는 것에 대해 이야기하는 기독교 목사의 영상을 보게 됐습니다. 그녀는 감동과 혼란을 느꼈고 곧 간절한 기도를 드렸습니다.
I was on my knees. I was in ritual prayer form of Islam, down with my head on the ground and just crying and saying, can you please reveal yourself to me because I am so utterly confused on who you are. And it was in one of those prayers in my bedroom that I audibly heard the voice of Christ. And he said, Hedia, it's me. And it was extraordinary. To this day, I can tell you as if it happened yesterday. I knew from that moment on I would never be the same.
헤디에는 계속해서 목사의 설교를 들었고 성경을 읽기 시작했습니다.
The Bible came alive as the Quran never did. I could hear God speak to me, and I knew he was speaking directly to me because he was using the Quran as an example of why the Quran was not correct and why his word in the Bible was true. I got to a point where I was like, I have to accept that Jesus is Lord. I have to accept that he has saved me. And I was praying one day and I just felt the Lord say to me, daughter, you don't have to be afraid anymore.
헤디에는 온라인으로 지켜보던 교회에 가서 침례를 받았습니다. 이제 그녀는 결코 가능하다고 생각하지 않았던 하나님과의 관계를 갖게 됐다고 말합니다.
And I catch myself all the time when I'm struggling, where he's like, daughter, just walk with me. And it's just his way of telling me, don't be afraid. I have plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you goodness, to give you a life filled with love and with joy, and don't be afraid.
그녀는 하나님을 알고 싶어하는 사람들에게 닿기를 바라며 예수님을 통해 하나님의 사랑을 받는 자신의 여정을 나눕니다.
He's been with me the whole time. I wonder, at times I ask him why I had to experience certain things, but he's used all of my past in order to do it. And it wouldn't have been possible 25 years ago. It wouldn't have been possible with that girl in Beverly Hills to do what he's calling me to do now. And so I am forever at his feet.